Hey guys, how's it going? Preparing here. So today was a blast in Arena. Just to keep you guys up to date, the Goblin vs. Gnomes cards were released in Arena, not for Constructed yet. That's going to be in like 3 days or so, and basically it's part of Blizzard's money-making strategy of getting you hooked and you want to play these cards. Oh man, they're so cool, I want to play the combos in Constructed, and well, 3 days from now you're basically going to, get another mortgage on your house because you're going to spend all the money you have available to you on packs. And that's exactly what Blizzard wants, and they have no mercy on your checkbook. So this is their strategy to accomplish that goal, and it's a great one because I'll certainly be buying some pack arenas. And in the meantime, I've been having a lot of fun playing Arena. They also gave a free ticket for Arena, just to up that thing, get everyone to sample, get that little sneak peek. Because some people, don't want to pay for Arena with gold or with monies, so get them in there. And today there's a lot of noobs playing Arena, but there's a lot of other stuff. So today I want to talk about my experiences with that. I'll show you guys some really cool clips in the end of that. And, as I've had a lot of card reviews, that kind of stuff, I want to review a few cards that I thought I was a little bit or maybe a lot wrong on, just from my first impressions of the new set of cards. So one to keep in mind is did not play Constructed. We did not play like the super combo stuff. Most of the cards reviewed are basically going to be on an individual basis, and because of that, well, it may be a little irrelevant if you're looking for constructed advice, but still, it was pretty awesome. So one thing in Arena is a lot of noobs queuing up right now, but also one thing that I noticed is there are so many legendaries. I mean, I understand playing for 9 hours isn't the best sample size, but come on, that's a lot of games. I think I literally averaged 1 legendary per opponent. I never had a legendary. I never had a good deck. I never even had a chance to play Mage, Warlock, and at the end I got Paladin, which I think are probably some of the strongest classes after these cards got added. But man, I think everyone had 1 legendary I played against. Everyone. And some people had 2, and there was maybe a few less that had 2 compared to those that had none, but because when you play Arena, you really only go through an average of about 15, maybe 17 cards or so. So that's just insane. That would basically mean that everyone would have at least 1 legendary and maybe like an average of 1.4 to 2, which is mind-blowing. But I know I probably got a bit unlucky, but still, a lot of the new stuff is really overpowered and very fun to play with. So let's get to the cards. The first one I want to talk about is the Burly Rockjaw Trogg. And I said this card is pretty good, but in Arena it's actually really good because one thing that hasn't really been touched upon too much, I did mention it briefly in a few videos, is that because they added so many more cards, having a concentration of the really overpowered ones is very rare. It's even more rare now. So they added like 1/3 more cards, maybe a bit more than that. I don't know, it's roughly that. So when you consider that, and you're playing against the Mage, he's basically going to have, odds are, 1/3 less Fireball, 1/3 less Flame Strike, 1/3 less Polymorph. And usually when you get to a high number of wins, the games are won because of very powerful spells like that, or Swipe, or that kind of stuff. That's the idea. And because the Burly Rockjaw Trogg basically has Spell Taunt, it's going to get Fireballed. And it's going to be Fireballed instead of your, Boulder Fist Ogre, instead of your 7/7 War Golem. And as a result, you actually tend to win games because suddenly, the mages have fewer fireballs and they got to use it on a piece of crap like this. And even if they don't have it, it's 4 for a 3/5, which in Arena it's not as good as it gets, but pretty close. Excellent card. I thought it was pretty good, but I really think it's quite outstanding from the limited experience that I've had playing with it today. Next card up is Light of the Naaru, and I thought this card was great, but as it turns out, this card is absolutely ridiculous. This card is probably the best priest card released. So I did mention that it's a very powerful card because it works with Wild Pyro, so you can have some combos with that. You can just get a bigger bounce when you heal. But what I learned today is that, one, I already knew Light Warden was really overpowered. It is. Late game Light Warden can have a huge swing. But also this card, when used with Auchenai Soul Priest, you can hit something for 3. And from what I've noticed, and I'll show you guys a clip of this at the end of my little talk here, Basically anything you hit with it when you have Akanai Soul Priest actually spawns the Light Warden. And that's because even if you kill something with the 3 damage from the Light of the Naaru, technically the creature, when it has 0 health, it's damaged, it's dead, but it's damaged. So basically this is a ridiculous card. It's extremely versatile. It fits perfectly in the priest meta. You know, you have the 1-drop, it's a spell you can trigger with Wild Pyro, you can do a huge bounce heal, you can do additional damage with Akanai Soul Priest, you can have this extra weird creature so you get the value aspect. This card is nuts, and if you're playing Arena or Constructed, you'd be crazy not to include it in your deck. Next up is the Force Tank Max. So I told you guys this card is complete shit. And that it's a joke. It's basically a garbage War Golem. Cards this big just generally die anyway. And, well, it's not exactly true. As it turns out, I've seen this card play a lot today, and I haven't even seen it played badly once. The way that Arena has been pacing out is that games are a lot slower because minions are a lot stickier. A lot of them have annoying death rattles, a lot of them are just bigger. Maybe a lot of people are just playing for fun cards, but I think it's, you know, more the former. I think it's actually that Arena is just slowed down because these minions are so sticky. And what ends up happening is in Arena you have to have a few big cards just to curve out, just to get that value out of your cards, just to have that end game. And I mean, you're going to have a Boulder Fist Ogre, you're going to have a War Golem, or you're going to have one of these. But as it turns out, when you get to that stage of the game, it's not going to be too dead of a card unless you have too many of them, and you know, you really shouldn't. If you know how to play Arena, you know you'll have like maybe 2 or 3 cards about this size. Because it's just a little bit bigger than the others, it tends to crush them. For instance, even if you're up against the Mage, this card will defeat a Boulder Fist Ogre because the Mage can't ping off the tank and the Divine Shield the same turn. So you're going to get 2 for 1 for their big minions. And you know, if you're playing against someone that doesn't actually have 1 damage hero power, they're pretty screwed. Like, you know, a 7 health minion usually takes 2, sometimes 3 cards for it. The fact it has Divine Shield makes it take a 4th. So against some classes, this is like, you know, it's like a 7/12 creature in some cases. It's just nuts. And yeah, this isn't like the craziest card ever, but I thought this card was crap, and it's actually pretty good. The mech theme in general is also very good, but sometimes it's very hard to combo out with mechs. You have to get a little bit lucky with that. But as far as the mech archetype goes, this is in it, but the big creatures don't seem to have too much of an effect, and we'll really see how to combine the cards when Constructed gets launched in a few days. Fourth card I want to talk about is Fel Reaver. So it's 5 for an 8/8, and it says whenever your opponent plays a card, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. And I told you guys this card was pretty good, and maybe it is. I only ran into it a few times today, but the few times that I ran into it, it sucked. And there is actually something about this card that I didn't realize, and I'll inform you guys. So there is a little bit of a detail. You don't actually take fatigue damage when you're discarding cards. So, you know, hypothetically, let's say, in the simple case, okay? Let's say you only have 3 cards left in your deck when you play this card. And let's say your opponent plays 10 spells. You actually discard 3 cards because that's all you can discard from your deck. But the next 27 potential discards would not accumulate fatigue damage. So when you actually, you know, get to your turn and you have to draw and can't, that's when you take fatigue damage, and that fatigue damage is going to be 1. Fatigue only triggers from the draw aspect of the game. The fact that you have to discard cards that you don't have does not trigger. And if you play like Magic the Gathering, that kind of stuff, it'll be a little bit unintuitive. But if you really think about it, it makes sense, and it's not too obvious. In any case, guys, I had a blast today. Hope you guys enjoyed my card re-reviews, which I'll have many more of in the future, and I'll include a few clips for you guys. The first is going to be how I found out about Light of the Naaru being the baddest card ever, and whoa, vroom vroom. And had a pretty sick game and a pretty sick ending of a game. So I hope you guys enjoyed the clips. There's going to be so much more in this GvG expansion, and I'll show you guys all that I see. So I hope you guys enjoy this one, hope you guys enjoy the next one, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh shit, that works? Well, it was still damaged. It was at 0. That's technically damaged. That's sick! I thought I was giving up the Light Warden. That's why I wasn't sure. But okay. I guess I'm not giving up anything. Do I keep the Trogg? 4 drop, 4 drop, 4 drop. Yeah, okay, I'll keep the Trogg. I think I played that just fine. You guys always disagree with how I play, so... yeah. Deal with it. What do we got here for a 2 drop? Mech Warper. Ooh man, that might be pretty crazy if I don't deal with it.
Wanna blow something up?
That's optimistic.
What's happening?
Okay. It's kind of cool, I guess. Yep. Alright. That was good. Please hit the egg. Please hit the egg. Yes! Egg, egg, egg. Ah! Fuck. Return a friendly minion to your hand. That's not gonna do much. Okay.
Ready for this?
I don't have that many mechs in my deck, so I might just not wait for that.
Don't blink.
Oh god, this is too good.
In the light's name.
I love this game. No! My Light Warden! I hate this game.
Behold the might of Stormwind! Don't blink.
can take the hit.
Why are people playing
You
that
might feel a
garbage?
little pity.
Oh. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah. Okay. These are not mechs, right? No.
Sustenance. By the light. For the Alliance.
Alright, I think I got this. This has been like the most awesome game ever.
Charge forward! Intensification commencing.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Do I have it? 23, 25, 26. I has it. What an OP lightning bolt.
To arms, men.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have so much fun.
Right away. Feel my pain.
Two consecrates.
Not too quickly. I'm almost out of time. For Fel Reaver.
Face the light.
Yes! Who needs to BGH when you can deck him? Throw that deck in the dumpster, bro. That's how you do things.